did you know the front and rear parking sensors will tell you how many inches you are away from something?
Yes.
Which I thought was really cool. It'll display it here. It'll also do it on the augmented reality head-up display. So really leaning into the tech side of things. This is a very tech-forward.
It is very tech-forward.
Vehicle. Hey Gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey.
I'm Holly.
Back there is Tucker.
Yep, that's me.
And we are in the all-new 2025 Audi SQ6 e-tron, the top prestige trim. They're fully electric, mid-size crossover SUV, and in this video we'll tell you what it's like for our family of three and whether or not we like it compared to some of the other Audis that we've tested. We'll get into that. All right, Holly, we have been somewhat critical of Audis here on the channel lately for being a little clinical and boring.
Sorry,
and she's listening to me yet again because I said the trigger word, Audi. But just not quite our cup of tea. But I think you and I are in agreement on this one that we could probably see ourselves in it. But we'll get into all of that.
Don't put words in my mouth.
We'll get into all of that. First and foremost, what are your thoughts on the exterior styling?
I really like the exterior styling. They've done a lot on the outside to make it look sporty, a little sporty SUV, mid-size SUV. It is a little smaller of an SUV, but the shape is a little hard to explain because it's not like your typical egg-shaped SUV or
it's not a big box.
Hatchback. It's not a big box. It's kind of in between though, because you've kind of got like the roof is a little bit flat, kind of like it's going to be a box, but then there's got some curves. What I really like, the detail that I really like is the black stripe down the side, because it's a little bit thicker than just like some of the normal stripes, so it stands out. It makes it look sporty and fun, and also luxury as an Audi should look, I think.
My favorite view I'm seeing in the rearview mirrors, just the hips that they gave it back over the rear wheels, again giving it that athletic stance. It's got a really good look to it that I didn't expect. I mean, we've been in a lot of Audis. The most athletic of which was the RS6 Avant wagon that you didn't like because it was a wagon. But this, you like this better.
I like this a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah.
For style.
For style. And driving and everything. I like this a lot better than that one. All the way around.
All right. Moving inside. They've changed some things in here. We don't have like screens on screens on screens going vertically here.
Right.
We've got screens on screens on screens going horizontally in here.
Which to me works better.
Yes.
I like that better.
Plus, I have my own screen over here where I can see our charge stuff. I can see the clock. I can see what media we're listening to. I can play video games. There's BB Racing on here, which I was doing just a moment ago. And in a moving vehicle, it does allow you, me as the passenger, to play.
Yeah.
We're all listening to my music right now, but it's a little disorienting being in a moving car playing a racing game. But the brightness of the screen is really good. The overall design,
Turning you down.
the resolution, the refresh rate, everything. This is a very high quality screen that I am racing on right now with my touch controls. And as far as passenger screens go, I'd say it's very impressive. Much better than what we've seen in some Stellantis products with a somewhat pointless screen over here. But lots and stuff. Can you really see it from over there?
I can when the menu is up, but not when you were playing the video game.
Yeah.
Was it called Birthday something?
BB Racing. That's what it's called.
This Birthday Wrap.
Yeah.
It popped up on the head-up display. I was like, oh, it told me happy birthday.
No, it is intentionally hidden from you so that you cannot get distracted by whatever is going on over here. but then we've got a big 15 plus inch screen over here, big 11 plus inch screen over there. We have a massive head-up display with augmented reality.
Yeah, I like the head-up display. It has when the speed limit changes, it pops up big and comes at you when it's
I feel like
changing.
I'm in Mario Kart or like on a racing game where you're collecting points and stuff.
If you are following too close behind a car, it'll have, not that I would know, I read this in the manual, has red arrows in between, so you know, like, where, you know, like, if you were to stop suddenly, you might rear end this car. It also gives you a little foot to tell you to stop if you need to stop. So I like that. I like those things.
And another thing you would never know from firsthand experience, but if you start to drift out of your lane, it gives you a red line kind of emphasizing where the lane is. So it's like, hey, you're supposed to be here. So that's pretty cool too. Though you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen that. I have not experienced that one.
Some pretty cool stuff with the augmented reality head-up display. But what are your thoughts on the interior design?
I like it. The screens are a bit much for me. You know how I feel about technology. If one thing breaks,
like everything.
What do you do? What do you do? Everything would break.
Yeah. Very good resolution on it, though.
But it is really great resolution.
Yeah. And even this is in direct sunlight now because we have the panoramic roof open. I can see it. Sure, I can see the fingerprints, but I can see it just fine. Same with this. I can see that fine. I am impressed. They put money in the screens in this, for sure.
Yeah, they did.
And then,
yeah, this is nice and soft.
All the suede accents.
I wish there wasn't so much gloss black down here. You can see where the dust is.
And when I wipe it, you can see all my fingerprint smudges. Yeah. Not great there.
I do like the shape of the steering wheel, though. This feels... It's a squircle?
Yeah, the squircle steering wheel.
It feels like a race... Kind of like a race car.
Yep.
Which I think they're going for the sporty feel in this SUV. So that's nice. I like the swoop here.
Yeah.
Although there's not really a great handle to close. I mean, there is this, but it is not a great handle to close.
Yeah, you don't get the same kind of pistol grip handle that I do here because you have a full digital touch panel for your mirrors, your door locks, and tons of stuff over there.
Two-person memory seats.
So slightly different door panel design, interesting there. But yeah.
Interesting, not sure if we like it there.
What are your thoughts on the haptic touch buttons on the steering wheel? I accidentally hit one of these and changed the radio station earlier, and I was like, I don't know that I love that.
It's exactly where my hands go.
Yeah.
So I don't love that. I agree with that. It's where you kind of have to be up here, down here. You can't be 3 and 6. You're supposed to be a 10 and 2 anyway.
3 and 9.
3 and 9. Yeah, 3 and 9. This would be 3 and 6.
Yes. But, yeah, I mean, small things here and there. But yes, all the gloss black, not my favorite. But we do have a little bit of storage here. It's kind of a deep well. There's a hidden Qi wireless charger. It's back against the back wall, so your phone really is out of sight, out of mind if you're wirelessly charging.
Yeah.
But we do have 2 USB-C ports too.
If it's wirelessly charging, will it Apple CarPlay work?
Yes, it does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I have been turning that off lately because I've been filming with my phone and it messes stuff up. Simpler.
Okay.
But yes, wireless charging with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is nice, which we have pulled up here. Also get this full sidebar of quick access menus and our HVAC controls, 3-zone HVAC controls. So Tucker could adjust his temperature back there if he needed to, which, Tucker, how's your space back there in the back?
Pretty good.
Is it a little cramped for you, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised with this being an EV that there isn't more interior passenger space. Usually that's a big thing for EVs is they really emphasize how much space is on the inside for passengers. But Tucker, what does that mean it's time to talk about?
putting in my child safeties.
And then we'll talk a little bit of storage in the back and in the front. All right.
There's a trunk in the front.
Before I bring in Tucker's Graco Extended Fit Child Safety Seat, I did want to show you what the back seat was like for myself. You can see it is a little on the tight side. The back seats are a little close to the front, but as we climb in and sit down, it's not terrible. This being a EV first platform, you would expect a little bit better space inside the vehicle for passengers. That is one of the best things about EV platforms is they can stretch the wheelbase to give more interior occupant space. But here we're a little on the tight side, but I mean, at 5'10", I'm not hitting the back of the seat. We do have this hard plastic here. We have a mat pocket. We've got tri-zone air controls with vents on the back of the center console. We do have heated outboard seats, which is nice. We've got some storage in the door pockets. We've got suede, and we've got door lock controls here as well. So very nice overall packaging back here, just a little tight on the space. We do have a fold down center armrest with 2 cup holders and a 40-20-40 split seat back, which is typical of vehicles from the European market. So you can fold that center section down for skis if you've got them, but we will go ahead and slide out of the driver's seat here and talk about child seat installation. I do like the new updated latch covers down here. They just kind of lift up out of the way, so you don't have to worry about losing those plastic latch covers, and you still have great access to those lower latch points. We do have top tethers all the way across in all 3 seats here, though we do not have reclining seats in the second row. You can fold them down from beside the vehicle, or as we'll see as we get to the back, from the back of the vehicle as well. So I do like the options back here. We are going to go ahead and grab his child safety seat and put it in its rear facing configuration. And yes, again, talking about the tight space in the back of the SQ6, it is just a little bit unfortunate that there isn't more interior space for occupants. We're gonna have to move this power passenger front seat all the way up, it appears, to make enough room for Tucker's child safety seat to sit in its rear facing configuration. This is the same one he did right in when he was still rearward facing. What does that mean for me up here in the front? Well, I mean, it's good, not great. I'm not in the dash, but I'm close. I still have access to my passenger screen up here and all the different amenities. I still have my massage seat up here, but yes, I'm close here. I feel like all the interior space went to the dash and not to rear passenger space. We'll go ahead now and turn his child safety seat around. We will go ahead and lift up this headrest so that we can drop the top tether down behind. Not have to worry about that again. Slide this into position. Go ahead and attach those lower latch points. With them being fully exposed, it does make it fairly easy to cinch this thing up, find those tethers and tighten it up. And then we will move around to the back, put it on that top tether. Now this does have Audi's kick to open hands-free tailgate system. If you can trigger it on the first try, you just kick right there under that quarter panel of the back bumper with the key in your pocket, and you can see power lift gate, plenty of room back here. We don't have too long of a reach to get to that top tether, and we can tighten it down. You can see we have a nice firm seat back here, so it doesn't look like we're going to be doing any long-term damage to the Nappa leather seats. Then again, we have the 40-20-40 split seat back here, so we can get extra room if we needed, but it's a fairly roomy back seat. If you need more space, you can fold the seats down from back here on both sides, which is very nice. If you're having too much trouble getting cargo in, because we have the adaptable air ride suspension, you can actually lower the vehicle down from back here. You just push and hold. I can actually feel the vehicle going down as I'm leaning in back here, so it gives you an easier lift over. You can also raise it up if you just need it to be a little bit higher. I like the little addition of a cargo space here in these two netted areas. We do have some power back there. You can see there is an Aero here. We'll talk about that in just a moment. We do have some additional underfloor storage here. This is where our subwoofer is, where our fix-a-flat is, but we have a little bit of additional space back here. Now, these Aeros, well, that's because you can pull this out and you can see that little yellow latch. That is a manual release for the, helps if I put this in properly. There we go. That is a manual release for the power doors here for the charging system. So yeah, it's not wanting there. No, that one doesn't want to work. I mean, we'll go over here to the driver's side door. We'll push and hold on there. And then it finally decides to open up. You can see here, this is our DC fast charging side. So we do have the J1772 CCS combined plug on this 2025 Audi. Do believe they have committed to going to the NACS charge standard, but you can get an adapter. We have a Lectron supplied Vortex adapter that works very well. We'll put some links and details in the video description there. But yes, I really like how this is on the back driver side, so that if you did want to use a Tesla supercharger, you just back in like all the other Teslas and you're good to go there. But we'll go ahead, we'll close that one. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the power doors. You can see I pulled it closed a little bit over there, and this one still hasn't quite figured out what it wants to do. Okay, there we go. This one opens up. This is purely for home charging. You can see no DC fast charging on this side. Will it close? Go ahead and give it a little, there we go, little tap there. And that is your storage space back in the back. Another interesting thing, if you kick to lower it, it's going to beep at you until you get far enough away in Audi's mind to lower that down so that you will not get crushed by it. It will keep beeping at you until that happens. You can see the vehicle is now lifting back up because I did lower it down for getting stuff back in the back. But we are not done talking about storage just yet, because we have just over 2 cubic feet of storage space under the hood here in the front trunk. It is weather tight and sealed, but they did not put any emergency latches in here. You can see it opened just like a traditional hood. So there's no mechanical or electric release in here for if a small child or person got stuck in the storage space. So we do have this permanently affixed plastic divider, because otherwise they do believe this would be too large to not have that safety latch. So just a little bit of information there. Not quite big enough for a backpack, but you can hide your charge cables or something like that underneath the hood here. All of that in a very stunning package. I think the look of this SQ6 really does work quite well. Yep, so there's a little bit of storage up there, 2.1 cubic feet, but it's very weird. They've got it blocked off. It's like 70-30 so that no one could get trapped inside there, because it's still a traditional mechanical latch to open it like a normal hood would be. There's no like panic emergency release. So they had to have a permanent partition in there to keep the usable space small enough that a person could not fit.
Yeah.
Which is sad that that is a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so decent storage in the back, a little bit of storage up front, a little bit of storage that you probably didn't even know about. Goes way up here, like my arm disappears.
Well, why would you put anything way up
Well, that is actually where our owner's manual is. Instead of being in the glove box, it's hidden up here, and it fits perfectly. Almost as
Okay.
if it was designed to fit there.
Mm.
Interesting. And then one other thing that I turned on just a moment ago that I'm surprised we haven't had on the entire time, we have massaging seats.
Massage seat.
But interesting, they are heated only, no ventilation
Hmm.
on these premium Nappa leather seats.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on seat comfort?
The seats are very comfortable.
Yeah.
And the massage does not hurt.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're pretty comfortable. You got some bolsters here on the side. I guess you would call these bolsters up here even.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I think they're comfortable, don't you?
Yes.
We have spent some time in this other than just bopping in and around town. And my back hasn't hurt. And that was before I knew about the massage seats. So,
My only lament is no ventilation, which is weird in this echelon of vehicle.
sure.
But now that we're turning on the historic brick streets of downtown Tyler, Texas, Tucker, how is your wobbly head?
It's pretty smooth.
Pretty smooth. Holly, what are
Yeah.
your thoughts?
It's pretty smooth. You
And-
definitely don't get a lot of interior noise.
No, you do not. It is rock solid in here. That was the
Oh.
biggest bump.
We heard it.
We're
more than
about
we
to go
felt
over
it.
some decommissioned railroad tracks. I will say we are currently in the balanced drive mode. I'm going to put it in comfort, which softens up the air ride suspension in this before we do go over these decommissioned railroad tracks. And I mean,
Yeah.
it's very comfortable.
Very comfortable.
And,
Very smooth.
We've got off-road and off-road too, so we can jack it way up in the air and make it really stiff. We could go in dynamic mode, which drops us down for sportier driving. But very active suspension here in this one. But does a good job of being a nice, comfortable
Right.
ride.
For sure.
What's it been like driving it? Power delivery and such.
Well, it's an EV, so the power delivery is always nice.
Instantaneous torque.
Instantaneous torque, which, you have to watch out for on the long stretches. So there were a couple of, I need to slow down.
Here's another thing you probably have not seen on the head-up display. When you do mash the accelerator really hard, the speed gets bigger as if like you're playing a video game. It's like, oh, you're going fast. And then as you let off, it gets smaller again.
Yeah.
Just a fun little coding, something that somebody snuck in there that I liked.
Yeah. Yeah, it is definitely a fun head-up display. I haven't used maps with it. Does the direction show up on the head-up display?
Gives you turn by turn if you
Well,
use
that's good.
the built-in or your Apple apps, since it's the native on our phone.
Yeah.
But,
Excellent.
so power delivery is good. Doesn't feel slow or sluggish by any means. Right?
No.
What's visibility like for you?
Well, it is a little small out the back,
Mm-hmm.
just because of the headrest back there. But other than that, I haven't had any problems. You've got the big windows down the side all the way through to the back. A couple of pillars to look.
Yeah. Very good 360 cameras, but interestingly enough, no rear view camera mirror in this one either.
Yeah, which
Kind
is
of odd, again.
I don't love the rear view camera mirror, but
in this class of
it is
vehicle, you kinda
interesting that you
expect
don't have that option.
but pretty good cameras. I can't trigger them right now because we're going too fast.
Mm-hmm.
So the Audi lawyers did kind of get in there on that side of things. But again, the resolution really good on the screen. We are coming to a red light, so I will hit the button when we get slow enough for it to. There we go. So yeah, good, clear, crisp 360 cameras. This will park itself if you want it to park itself. Again, with the push of that button right there. So pretty cool there. And did you know the front and rear parking sensors will tell you how many inches you are away from something?
Yes.
Which I thought was really cool. It'll display it here. It'll also do it on the augmented reality head-up display. So really leaning into the tech side of things. This is a very tech-forward
It is very tech forward.
vehicle. I've triggered the automatic response multiple times.
This is not one to get grandma.
I mean, as long as you preset it up for her, I think she might be fine with it. Just don't go around pushing a bunch of stuff.
Mm,
All right, steering. How is the steering? Too heavy, too light, just right?
just right.
Yeah.
Steering is just right. Well, we haven't talked about that you don't start the car.
I was curious if you would bring that up. So yes, you don't have to. You can, but this has got Volkswagen, Audi's smart sense technology. So proximity key, just walk up, you get in. When you sit down and close the door, the vehicle turns on, your seat moves into place, buckle your seatbelt, and you just set off.
It doesn't. Well, okay. It moves into place, but not by the seat setting.
Yes.
You have to hold the button down for
your memory seats.
Your memory seat is.
But if you were the last one to drive it, it would put you back in place where you were. And then you just set off. When you get to your destination, you put it in park.
And
you just
get out.
And it turns off when you get out. And that's weird.
Yeah.
There is a button here. You don't have to push it. In fact, if you get in the vehicle, sit down, and push it, you're turning the vehicle off because it turned itself on. So it's
weird.
Weird and redundant and too smart for its own good.
Too smart for its own good.
But, yeah. Other thoughts before I pull out the window sticker?
What is the range?
That is another part where this vehicle kind of falls down on my wish list. Being the SQ6, it is the more sporty variant. You can get a Q6 with more range, but the EPA rates this one at 275 miles, which under 300 in Texas is still sort of a deal breaker. But you want to know what's really interesting about this?
What?
Being an EV? There's a charge port on both sides of the back of the vehicle.
I do like that.
Now, the one on your side is the fast charger or home charger. The one over here is a home charger. It isn't the big CCS plug, it's just the J1772. But being on the back driver's side, you could back into Tesla parking spots and take up one Tesla parking spot. And if you have an adapter, which we do thanks to our partners at Lectron, and you can charge at the 15,000 plus superchargers across the US too. So I like options.
I like options too.
You don't-
We've had a situation
Yes.
where we needed options
We have
at a charging port.
Yeah, and we have two EVs right now, so it's nice to not have to park them a certain way. You can just pull it in and go. But they rate this at 38 kilowatt hours per 100 miles, or approximately 2.6 miles per kilowatt, which is really the number we should be reporting with EVs. So 100 kilowatt hour battery pack, 2.6 miles per kilowatt hour, roughly 260 miles if you do that math. So, yeah. But in our time with it, we're averaging 2.4 miles per kilowatt hour, which is a little lower than the EPA. So in reality, I would expect to get somewhere around 230, 240 miles of range.
Okay.
As long as we're not on the highway, because that drains it faster. Miss Holly, what are your thoughts of the price of this 2025 Audi SQ6 e-tron?
Sorry, I don't have.
Triggered her again.
78.
Ooh, higher.
Higher. Ooh, a lot higher. 85.
Lower.
83.
83.845.
$83,845 as this one is equipped. Now this one does have the Edition 1 package with special wheels and exterior design bits, and that's $2,800, but it starts at $73,350. So more in line with what you guessed originally. There are several options on this one.
Well, I really like it a lot.
Yes.
It drives well.
Mm-hmm.
It looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
It is a little small in the back seat.
Yeah.
I'm not spending that much money without ventilated seats.
Yes.
But we live in Texas.
Yes.
So that's pretty important for us.
And it's springtime here. It's already 84 degrees, and I'm already lamenting no ventilated seats in this one.
Yeah. So is it worth it?
It's definitely a very nice vehicle for the money.
It's definitely, yes. It is a very nice vehicle for the money.
There's some things it's missing.
There's one big thing it's missing.
And on that note, if you want to see more from Holly, you can find her on Facebook and Instagram at Female Consumer. You can follow Tucker and his YouTube channel over at Tucker's Talk on YouTube. You can find all things GT Garage Talk at GT Garage Talk. Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, you name it. Everything is at GT Garage Talk, or you can go to gtgaragetalk.com. But as for us, in the all-new 2025 Audi SQ6 e-tron Prestige, until next time, gearheads.
Bye.